Football Queensland's coverage of the 2019 NPL, NPLW and FQPL season is brought to you by Play Football. Join the team today. Visit playfootball.com.au to find your nearest club. Football Foundation, making football more accessible for every income, every gender, every ability, every background, every Indigenous Queenslander. Donate today.
The finish line is in sight, and with just 6 games remaining, every point is valuable, especially for these two clubs. Welcome one and all to a chilly Walton Bridge Reserve for this NPLW Round 21 clash between the Gap and Gold Coast United. It's the match of the round live on the Football Queensland Facebook page and YouTube channel. I'm James Coughlin and I'm here to take you through this game, and it's looking like it'll be an excellent clash that we could be seeing again in a couple of months come finals time. Our hosts are in excellent form at the moment, winning their last 5 to firm as finals contenders. On the other hand, for Gold Coast, well, what's another game here as their busy schedule continues? Not that they should mind too much. It's been great for their form with 6 straight wins, looking for 7 now, and one of the more imposing attacking lineups in the competition. Last time these sides met, it was a 1-1 draw back in round 8 with a stoppage time goal from Talitha Doro. Let's take a look at let's see who's taking to the pitch tonight with the team lineups. There's a couple of changes. Alright, so there's a couple of changes to the Gap lineup from last weekend's 4-0 win over Capalaba, with Sean Fryer missing tonight's game. In goals, number 24 will be Tierney Sunderland, number 2, Hayley Riccardi, number 4, Danny Ward, number 5, Chloe Robertson, number 6, Lainey Fryer, number 7, Talitha Doro, who scored in that round 8 draw, number 10, Kim Abbott, number 14, Charlie McLennan, number 15, Ruth Blackburn, number 18, Lane Sunderland, and number 21, Tiffany Dibley. They're coached by Gary Ward, and the substitutes are Elizabeth Doherty, and number 3, Zali Eason Coots, and number 17, Sarah Miller. On the other hand, for Gold Coast United, this is a team that Craig Minchy has put out, but first of all, they would like to thank their sponsors, Bond University and Chempro. There's a few key absences for Gold Coast, with goalkeeper Britt Hargreaves missing. In her place will be number 23, Kyra Mills, number 2, Eloise Fryer, number 5, Britt Hodgkinson, number 6, Nisa Doyle, number 7, Ree Kitano, number 9, Mackenzie Aikens, number 10, Deanna Thompson, number 12, Zoe Corbett, number 16, Jade Lowe, number 18, Momo Hayashi, and number 21, Annabelle Gibson. On the bench will be number 4, Riley Saunderson, number 8, Joy Forsyth, number 13, Paige Taylor, and number 14, Amy Langworthy. Our Total Tours match officials feature referee Rachel Mitchinson, and she'll be assisted by Jacob Morgan and Elizabeth Hoskins. Teams are just beginning to take to the pitch right now, with Gap captained, of course, by Ruth Blackburn. And Eloise Fry will be leading out the visitors, Gold Coast United. Certainly a chilly night here, and Gold Coast got bragging rights in the earlier game this evening, I believe. It was a 3-2 win in the, what looked to be the under-18s. Gold Coast playing in their all-white chain strip and Gap in their predominantly blue jersey. So, of course, just while we're waiting for the final team huddles, we will just run you through that game that took place a little while ago. Gold Coast managed to open the scoring with a goal through Parrish, and then the 91st minute it was Doro. The Gap have had their 2 byes so far this season, and they came back from their weekend off with a 4-0 win over Capalaba last weekend, whereas Gold Coast, well, this is their 3rd game in 7 days, and I believe that was the same case last time I actually had the pleasure of calling Gold Coast United. It's been Very fruitful week so far for them. A 7-1 win at home to Souths, and then a postponed round 18 match. 5-0 win at home to Mitchelton, and a very, very foggy Coplex Family Sports Park. Seen a couple of cracking strikes from the girls in these teams in the last couple of weeks. I'm sure we'll be in for some more. It looks like it'll be Gold Coast United getting us underway here tonight. Gold Coast, of course, I think will be very, very eager for this game to be over and done with. They've got a bye next week, and you have to think that probably won't impact their momentum too much the way they've been playing lately as well. So having some photographers moved off on the far side of the pitch over there. Sure, with the lenses on these cameras nowadays, that won't be too much of an issue having to go a little bit further back. All right, it's a beautiful night for football here at the Gap. It's 4th against 5th, and we are underway in this possible finals preview. Long ball from Gold Coast goes straight out for a goal kick. Pretty much 2 or 3 seconds after the ball was kicked off, and it'll be Tierney Sunderland to get us back underway. Finds his way to Abbott. Sends it long early. Here's Riccardi, plays into the middle to Sunderland. Robertson plays it out to the left. Back to Robertson now. Chance here. Early ball in. Finds his way to Riccardi, centres it once again, just over the head of Ruth Blackburn, and then dealt away by Gold Coast United. And now they're going to look to break very quickly down that right-hand side, but dealt with there by Doro. Sunderland playing a little bit of 1-2, back to the defender. And all the way back to the other Sunderland, Tierney. Promised him before the game I'd try and make sure that I didn't mix the two of them up. Ball played forward there by Ward. Ball forward from the Gold Coast, and Thompson is offside. Thompson, of course, in pretty good form. Scorer of 5 goals in her last 3 matches. And also had the sealer back last time I called them when they won 3-0 over Logan Lightning at Cornubia Park. So I think she's enjoying the winter run of fixtures right now. Ball played forward there by Dibley. Dealt with there by Corbett. Forward to Akins. Through ball in, trying to get in behind Abbott. Thompson on the ball now. Left foot shot wide of the near post. Bounces off the support behind the goal, and it'll be another Gap goal kick. Sunderland plays it over to Ward. Ward through the middle, finds Blackburn. There's Doro. But it's cut out there, and Fryer sends it long. Seems like an early warning from both teams, trying to test the speed of the other's defence. Risky pass there from Sunderland to Sunderland, but Gap able to hold on to it and move the ball on. Here's Ward. Out to McLennan. Robertson plays it back to Abbott. Under very close attention there from Thompson. Gap now looking for their foray forward. Here's Riccardi. Plays it through to the middle, and just winning the race to the ball there was Laney Fryer. Now overlapping is McLennan. But a very, very strong tackle there on the far side from Annabelle Gibson. Sure, on a night like this, all those slide tackles might sting just a little bit more. I will say, pitch is actually looking in pretty decent shape overall here at the Gap. Long range shot there, testing the goalkeeper Kyra Mills, and she deals that first test. Of course, filling in for Britt Hargreaves, who we've seen make a few highlight reel saves so far this year. Here's Lane Sunderland, and almost dispossessed, but able to get the ball back to Abbott. Here's Ward. Finds the head of Ruth Blackburn, but her head is just a little bit too far beyond Riccardi there, and the ball goes out for a throw-in, and Corbett giving the ball to Fryer to take. Got two Sunderlands, and we've also got two Friars on the pitch tonight, but they're on opposing teams, so I think it'll be a bit more difficult here for me to mix them up. And Momo Hayashi able to block the shot there from the aforementioned Fryer. Chance here for Gap, but Doro is dispossessed by a very, very strong tackle there from Ree Catano. It'll be Momo Hayashi, whose long balls have brought plenty of teams unstuck so far this season, and I'm sure the pairing of Abbott and Ward will be on their guard tonight. And Sunderland once again beaten to the ball there by Hodgkinson, and here's Thompson coming down the wing, trying to fashion a little bit of space for the cross, but bit of extra attention there from two Gap players. Now Abbott going down the wing here, finding Riccardi. And a hopeful ball forward, just not quite sure she and Doro are on the same page there. Ball goes into the middle there, and here's Sunderland now. Ball just a little bit too far ahead here, and now Corbett with a chance to spark something. Here's Thompson. Another one of those long balls in. And Tierney Sunderland knocks it out of the path there of Mackenzie Aikens, who's a little bit late there with a slide tackle on McLennan, and we have our first foul of the game. I think, of course, mentioned that Thompson was in strong goal scoring form as well. Can't ignore the strike duo of Gold Coast United, with Aikens coming off a couple of braces, actually. So I think as long as the ball isn't at her feet, it'll be mission accomplished for the Gap. Much like it'll be for Gold Coast United keeping it away from Ruth Blackburn. Scorer of 11 goals so far this season, and ball goes back to younger Sunderland. Over to Abbott. And then the ball forward there, intercepted, and looks like Zoe Corbett's playing left back for Gold Coast tonight. We've seen her in an advanced role as well. I'm sure her versatility is appreciated by Midgley. Able to fill in at a few different positions on either flank. She's just receives the ball from someone in the crowd and thrown there, dealt with by Abbott as it was searching for Catano. Oh, able to get a nice little nutmeg on there on Tiffany Dibley. Here's Aikens in the middle. And then a fantastic block. Second there save. Second chance for Gold Coast there. That was well saved by Sunderland. The shot was going over her head, and that was Annabelle Gibson, who's on the ball once again, had the chance there. And I think she was trying to put it either side of the keeper. We might have our first goal of the game. think for Gold Coast, getting an early lead is important as well, where a busy schedule might start to take its toll on them as we move on. So you'd have to see Gold Coast there, and that one did come off the hand of Riccardi. Then Sunderland doing some unintentional defensive work there. Was deemed to be appropriate distance back from that free kick. And now Ruth Blackburn working into the box, takes a shot on and spilled there, but no gap players following that ball in. So Gold Coast able to calmly get that one out of there. Here's Catano. Intercepted by Sunderland, and Gap now going to try and fashion another attack. But first they've got to go all the way back to their goalkeeper. Here's Abbott. Sunderland. Here's Dibley, who I think will be trying to get one back on any Gold Coast defender after that nutmeg. It's a point of pride, I'm sure, to make sure that doesn't happen too many times. It'll be a gap throw in here, and Dibley will take it here. Got a few options nearby. Goes for the target option of Blackburn, whose attempted cross just rolls harmlessly over the byline for a goal kick, and Momo Hayashi to take this goal kick for Gold Coast United. Finds Catano. Gets it forward now for Thompson and Aikens, who combine, and well, unfortunately for Gold Coast, Thompson zigged when Aikens was thinking she'd zag, and the pass goes harmlessly into the box, and Gap now looking to get things rolling again. Doro out on the left wing under the close eye of Nisa Doyle. Cleared out there by Hayashi. Now, Laney Fryer switches the play up, but only as far as Corbett. You have to say both central defensive pairings have had the better of the opposing strikers so far. And that one clear chance for Gold Coast United, and ball finds its way to Blackburn. Here's Dibley. Back to Sunderland, and looking for an option. Has one out on the left if she takes it, but opts to go back to Abbott instead. A nice little bit of play there. 1-2, working its way through, and in the end, McLennan earns Gap's corner. Not sure Sunderland's pass was meant to get deflected like that, but it's all worked out well for Gap. So it'll be Doro by the looks of things to take. Plenty of options there. And then Blackburn contested header, not to be. Sunderland heads it back into the box, but only as far as Catano. She plays it out forward here, and Abbott moves forward and fires a pass out to the left, and that would have been a phenomenal first touch if it made it all the way out there to Doro. Here's Sunderland again. Starting to find her range with passing. Had a few hamstring issues as the season's gone on, but back and heavily involved here for Gap at the moment. Here's Ward, plays it into the middle. Looks for Blackburn, and now to Abbott. Gap pushing plenty of numbers forward here on this attack. Got to make sure they're back. Abbott with the shot and just tipped over. Well saved by Kyra Mills. That one was definitely destined for the top corner, and certainly had to be on her guard there. Shows what a value is when Abbott pushes forward. Now Doro to take with the left foot. We're going to have an in-swinging corner with plenty of room being left at the near post. You have to think Blackburn might make a run there. Just over the top there. Shots on. It's a goal! We have the first one here tonight, and Gap take a 1-0 lead. I want to say that was Danny Ward by the looks of things. Certainly looks like she's the one that's getting most of the credit there from her teammates. It's a loose ball there at the back post, and first time strike there. Either way, 13 and a half minutes into the game, we've got the first goal of the night. So it's Gap 1, Gold Coast 0. Gold Coast getting us back underway. We'll love to test out their attacking muscle here if they can try and chase it down. Gap, meanwhile, looking to double their advantage. Here's Doro now giving McLennan something to chase down. It's Thompson puts her under very, very close attention there and gets it out for a Gap throw-in. So I have to think Gap have seen a bit that they can work with there off the set piece and paid some dividends. Back post here and skied that chance there, did Hayley Riccardi, and managed to clear the protective netting behind the goal, and have to hope that one's going to stop before it goes out to out through the hole in the fence there. Goal kick taken out and looking long here. Battling in the middle. Gap teaming up there, making sure that Aikens can't cause too much damage. Here's Sunderland pushing forward. Riccardi dispossessed. The heavy first touch. Just as ball's out for a throw-in, FQ is excited to announce the launch of a new referee website. A comprehensive online resource for referees across Queensland, the FQ Referee website has been developed to assist match officials of all skill levels and qualifications to grow their understanding of the game and progress through refereeing pathways in the state. And just in the time it took me to do that read, we've got a throw-in and we're back in action. Gold Coast trying to crack the Gap defence. Slice clearance there by Abbott. Actually found its way perfectly to Robertson and now Riccardi. Sure, perhaps some purists might be a little bit iffy about a right winger wearing a fullback's number, but make do here. Here's Blackburn now on the ball. Plenty of top flight experience brought to this Gap side. Ruth Blackburn, and probably why she's got the armband. Now Corbett chasing this one down, but looks like Dibley first to the ball there. Clears it out, and Gold Coast with an attacking throw in now. Winisa Doyle launching the ball into the box perhaps. See Ree Catano, the target for that. A very close tension there, but Gap able to deal with the threat there, and well, at least temporarily. Here's Hodgkin. Here's Blackburn now out for Doro with a little bit of space to work with. 1-on-1 against Annabelle Gibson. Puts the ball into the box there, but only as far as Eloise Fryer, and Catano deals with the ball there, and now Hayashi. Gap trying to close her down just a little bit, make sure that she can't launch one of those spectacular long balls we've seen. Catano, strong sliding tackle there from Sunderland. Finds Blackburn there, trying to lay it off, but ball finds its way to Corbett. And that was deemed to be a foul there, much to the chagrin of all the assistant referees we've got in the stands tonight. Long ball here, dealt with by Abbott. Hooked clear by Sunderland, and it's all worked out there for Gap for at least a couple of seconds. Hayashi with the long ball there. Can she get over the head of Abbott? No. Clearance goes to Corbett. Plays it into the feet this time, and Catano not quite able to get the ball out there, and now Gap looking to clear it out. Here's Riccardi. Sunderland. Sunderland with another blind pass forward and cut out there. And option there with Corbett down the wing. Tried to find her there with that pass, but Gap wall there, able to block it out. Since that early chance for Gap, they've done a very good job, I suppose, limiting Gold Coast getting possession more than about 25 yards out from goal. It's been much more organising. They're closing down the attackers. A bit more zest and verve, and trying to make sure they're the first one to the ball. Here's Sunderland looking for an option. Fry read that pass, cut it out. Now Corbett in behind. Chance here if she can create something. But seen just over the byline there by Dibley, and seen Corbett make that run a few times in the past, able to get in behind opposing fullbacks. I'm sure that's something that Gap have had their eye on. Tierney Sunderland looking for long ball. Goes short instead, and Gap maintaining possession and just trying to settle down, find the right option. About 20 minutes gone here in the NPLW match of the round, and very pleased wherever you're joining us on this Saturday evening. It's lovely chilly night. I'm sure you're warm wherever you're watching on whatever smart device you've got. And ball escapes everyone there, and Dora trying to get around it for a left-footed cross in, and just can't quite get it around the defender, and earns a cross. No, earns a corner, I'm sorry. So we saw good success from Gap's last corner. We're going to see it again here. Left foot of Dora with a strong ball in before, and this time it's going to be an outswinger coming from the left wing, obviously. Looking for that space at the near post again, perhaps. Free header there, and over the head of Mills, and that's two now, and looks like it's Ruth Blackburn who's taking credit for that goal. 2-0 Gap, 22 minutes played. Well, if you've got the height, you may as well use it, and Gap's striker gets on the board yet again. There's 2 goals for Gap, 2 goals from corners, and, well, you have to think they're going to try and look for that again. Gold Coast might have to try and do something about that as well. Of course, Ruth Blackburn scored a cracker in that last game against Capalaba. If you get the chance, I strongly suggest you go on to the FQ YouTube channel and check it out. It was a second goal to make it 4-0. It's a wonderful volley from about 20-odd yards out, and I think that'll be in contention for Goal of the Month honours. Now looking for another cross in here from that left side, and here's Sunderland on the ball. Got Dibley out on the wing. Opts to take a shot herself and goes straight into the hands of Mills, so I'm sure we'll be happy to get our hands on that and get play restarted very, very quickly here. Fryer over to Hayashi and looking for which long ball to take and going for Corbett again. They've tried that ball a few times, and you must like that matchup of Corbett going against Dibley. It's a Gold Coast throw in now. And in here for Catano, able to turn very briefly at least, and have to wonder if Gold Coast might be a little bit below par just with the busy schedule they've had with all the rain outs, but still a long way to go in this game, and as I'm sure we've heard from many, many, many people, including Graham Arnold, 2-0 is the most dangerous scoreline in all of football. Corbett getting around Dibley there, and Abbott covering for the fullback and sends it out for a throw-in. Assistant referee sending the ball there for Doyle. Here's Aikens now trying to create a little bit of space, but absolutely nothing there by gap defenders. Here's Doro looking for through ball here for Laney Fryer. Off the line, but well covered there by Eloise Fryer. Saw the keeper off the line and opted to get back and was able to block what was a fairly tame shot, all things considered, but managed to cut it out no less, and I'm sure that's earned a couple of positive grades in the review. It's out for a Gold Coast goal kick there. I'm sure they'll be happy to not have to face another corner. Hayashi taking yet another goal kick. Just going to have to look at their highlights from the midweek win themselves to see how dangerous Hayashi's long balls can be out of the back. Certainly someone who's been very impressive, at least in what I've seen so far this season. Really bringing a unique element to this Gold Coast United NPLW team. Forward there for Blackburn, plays it out to the wing here for Dibley, who's going to be available in the middle here. Laney Fryer, first trying to get it through there and under plenty of pressure, but looks like Aiken's able to get on the ball there and clear it out. Here's Ruth Blackburn. Back for Sunderland, and now here's Ward. It's going to be a gap free kick. Starting to see a bit of fog coming in the lights on the far left corner of the ground on your screen. And Gold Coast would have had enough of that after Wednesday night. Strong, uncompromising challenge there from Sunderland. Well, that's what she's happy to do at will. After all that, it's another gap throw in. Closing in on half an hour played. Ball goes to Sunderland, and a bit of space out on the left now for gap if they want to use it. Here's Ward. Now McLennan. Got two Gold Coast defenders to try and get by. It's a little bit too hard, and Hayashi able to flick it out as Gold Coast just concede the throw in. Looks like it's going to be McLennan taking the throw in. Finds Dora. Plays back now, Sunderland. Plenty of action on this near side of the pitch so far tonight. All the way back now to Abbott. She's going to come forward for another shot and look for a long ball through that's cut out by Fryer. Just didn't quite get the right purchase on that one there. I think she might have been looking for, appeared to be Robertson making a run through from midfield. Once again, Dibley back for Abbott, and Dibley steps on the ball there, but now Sunderland under plenty of pressure there from Catano, able to play it back for a sister. Fryer on the ball, plays it back for Sunderland. Sends it out to the near side now. And let run there by Robertson. Perhaps thought there might have been a run there, and Fryer takes a long range shot and pretty much directly at Mills there. Ball bounces over Corbett there and finds its way back to the gap. I have to say, after that early chance for Gold Coast to have had the better of the run of play. Here's Hayashi looking for nearest option. Only goes as far as McLennan though, and she plays it back for Ward. Of course, how important is scoring first for the gap? They scored first in 13 of their 18 games this season. Good enough for 10 wins and 2 draws with just the 1 loss. So it's very, very important for Gap to be playing from in front here. And Gold Coast, of course, have played that extra game. Conceded first 6 times. They have won 1, drawn 2, 3 losses. So have to see how they respond to having to chase a game down. Of course, you have to think 2-0. Certainly not out of the realms for Gold Coast United by any stretch of the imagination. A slow patch of play here from Gap is really tempting me to do that line of commentary from The Simpsons. Fullback passes to keeper, keeper back to fullback. Fullback holds it. But I promise I won't do that. Foul committed there by Blackburn on Catano. Just while that's getting set up, Aldi Mini Roos Kickoff in a Nutshell is an introductory program for children aged between 4 and 9 years. Each weekly 45-minute game-based session sees each child receive an Aldi Mini Roos participant pack, which includes a boot bag, football, water bottle, and sticker sheet. Now Hayashi's going to try and find a ball into the box here as Gold Coast look to halve the deficit. Goes in and dealt with there by Abbott. As Gibson tries to centre it once more, but clearance is blocked, and now here's Doro. But cut out by Hayashi there, and she's going to try and spring something forward. Just not quite finding the right option there, Gold Coast. See what they're trying to do with their passes. They just haven't quite had that one to really break open the gap defence yet. There's it forward here, and now Doro trying to get around Gibson, or does just enough for a cross there, and Fry's touch just not quite what she was hoping for. It gives Gold Coast a chance to clear it, and they take it. Now looking back here, here's Blackburn. Tries to play it in behind Doyle there, and she does play it in behind, but Doyle could have let that one run out for a goal kick, but instead plays it out for a throw-in. Here's Dibley, and here's Aikens on the ball. Looking for Katana with some quick feet there, and back to Fryer. Now Gibson making a run ahead down the right wing, and how she certainly looked like she was trying to play that pass there. Instead opting to bring it over to this near side, and here's Fryer. Over to Hayashi. There's the long ball she was looking for before, and it's a little bit behind Gibson. Now McLennan going over to retrieve the ball. Back now for Sunderland, and gets it out for Abbott. Let's see what she can do to start this attacking move. Then a bit of a skewed clearance there from Hayashi, and stops before it goes out for a corner. Now to Corbett. Tries a little back heel, but not to be. And the ball goes out for a gap throw-in behind the shed, as I'm sure you can see on the camera. Here's Catano now. Held very, very closely there, but no advantage accrued from that. Rachel Mitchison opting to try and let play flow, which we can all appreciate. But no advantage accrued, so back we come for the free kick, and Gold Coast now looking to send it long, but that pass there is cut out by Sunderland. And now got a 2-on-2 here if they opt to take advantage of it. And the pass inside there from Fryer, not quite able to reach Blackburn. Here's Fryer playing it forward there, and under plenty of pressure, just gets it back there before Chloe Robertson can cause too much damage. And that bounce just does Gibson in there. It's Danny Ward. Fry finding some support out on the right flank. Now here's a chance for Robertson if she can get on the end of it, but Hayashi very, very quick. First to the ball. Cuts it out once more. Here's Corbett now. Got 4 gap defenders in a line of sight. So a bit of trickery goes awry there. Talking about the gap wall earlier, I think that's the perfect example of that. When you look up, see 4 opponents standing in your way, and you wonder, oh, what's going to happen now? Ball falls to Blackburn. And the ball in, which pretty much is just a territory finder, you'd have to say there, is Gold Coast trying to get it out of their half. And Hayashi gets in front there of Robertson and repels the attack. Sure, wherever you're watching us on the Football Queensland NPLW match of the round, enjoying it tonight and feeling nice and comfortable, whatever you're watching it on, TV, smartphone, laptop, whatever. Pleased to have you joining us tonight. Not a lot of other local action. It's catch-up round in the men's competition, so very pleased to be bringing you the action here from Walton Bridge Reserve tonight as Gap holds a 2-0 lead over Gold Coast United about 6 minutes before half-time. Tierney Sunderland, hope she's not getting too cold with the limited action in the last 20 or so minutes. Again, a little bit of interplay between the defenders and the keeper. Might be a little bit early to be running out the clock if you're the Gap. Bit of a Freudian slip there. Clock. I think Gap will be very happy taking a 2-0 lead into the halftime intermission, but what's better than a 2-0 lead? A 3-0 lead. I'm sure they'd love to try and extend that here. I'm sure Gold Coast would love to bring it back as well. Cleared out there by Jade Lowe. Thrown here back for the Gap, and a bit of pressure there on the Gap defenders. Gold Coast try and force a loose touch here. Seen pressure work wonders for other teams so far, and have to wonder if that's going to work here. And Corbett trying to get in behind Abbott here. First to the ball, hooks it in behind, but fortunately there was only Dibley there. Not sure if Corbett perhaps got a false call from one of the Gap players. It'll be the first time we've seen a defender try that. Here's Catano. Offside. Not Catano though, but looks to be Gibson perhaps. Well, eyesight's good, but not that good. Or, actually, no, it looks like it was Thompson. A chance here of Riccardi. Here's Fryer now, trying to get past Lowe. Feeds it out to McLennan, who's overlapping. Puts the ball into the box. Can a Gap head get onto it? No. First time strike from Doro there, and just a little bit high and wide. Can't blame her for trying that with the way her set-piece deliveries have gone in this first half. Both Gap goals have come from corners. Now Hayashi with the free kick. Doro trying to get around Gibson there, but fullback uses body position well and wins the ball back and sends it long there for Aikens. And break is on here if Gold Coast want to use it. Look for the early ball with Corbett in the box. Puts it in, floats it over, back post. Catano's there, first to it. Here's Catano looking for a bit of space and finds Corbett. Shots on, but scuffed there from Aikens. Still alive. Save turned away there by Sunderland. And the Gap is still able to maintain that 2-goal lead, but Looks like there are a few sore and sorry bodies there in the box after that scramble. Well turned away there by Tierney Sunderland. Lane Sunderland on the ball again. Here's Blackburn. Here's Fryer now, one-on-one with Hayashi. Right foot strike, but blocked expertly, and we'll say that she totally meant that deflection to fall right into the arms of Mills. Gold Coast going to look for another quick break here. And here's Corbett. Under the attention of two gap defenders once again, and ball just a little bit out of reach there, and Blackburn brings it under control for gap as they try and break forward once more. They've got three players forward here. Laney, Fryer in the middle. You've all got Dora on the left and Riccardi on the right. Looks like there's going to be a bit of a short option here as Fryer comes short. Here's Dora. Plays it back for Sunderland. Is going to look for her sister, and she does. While we're just holding the ball there, should remind everyone in a major boost for football fans across the state. FQ will be streaming all NPL matches in 2019. FQ will continue to showcase a match of the round for all the Football Queensland competitions, NPL, NPLW, and FQPL as well. So, well, it's a catch-up weekend coming up. There's only a few weeks remaining before final, so make sure you're tuning into as many games as you can because, well, every game matters now. Got a fantastic race for finals position going on in pretty much all three competitions, if I remember correctly. Here's Riccardi. Through ball here. Fryer, if she can get body position, has got a shot on. Sends it across. Fantastic goal. That's 3. Laney Fryer extends the advantage for gap just on the stroke of half-time. Fantastic through ball there as well. So able to use her body and get that right foot strike across Kyra Mills. So in the waning seconds of the first half, you're going to find it's Gap 3, Gold Coast 0, and the Gap girls are looking pretty pleased with themselves now. And not much stoppage time here in the first half. We get our whistle from Rachel Mitchinson. It's Gap 3, Gold Coast 0, thanks to goals from Danny Ward, Ruth Blackburn, and then just on the stroke of half-time, Laney Fryer. We'll be back with the second half right after this. Welcome back to Walton Bridge Reserve here at the Gap. It's the Football Queensland NPLW match of the round featuring, as you'd expect, the Gap, and they're hosting Gold Coast United. It's a 3-0 lead for tonight's hosts after the first half, with goals from Danny Ward, Ruth Blackburn, and then Lainey Fryer. It's a match with plenty of possible finals implications here as well. Sure, we could be very well seeing these two sides facing off once again in a couple of months, perhaps in a knockout situation. But you have to say, so far, based on the way both sides have played tonight, it's definitely been the Gap with the better of things. Gold Coast started off pretty strong, had an early chance there that was saved by Gap keeper Tierney Sunderland, but in the end it was Gap eventually taking control and their forward line able to cause plenty of havoc, earning a corner, and first 2 goals for Gap actually came off corners. My name's James Coughlin, I'm from the Brisbane Football Review, and I'm very pleased to be bringing you the action here tonight as, well, I'd have to say winter has definitely set in here. You can see a few players even shivering from the cold. I'm sure they'd love to get back out on the pitch and start warming themselves up. It's going to have to be a massive turnaround here for Gold Coast United. They just haven't really looked like they were really at the races in that first half. Just waiting for the players to get back out on the pitch there. See plenty of heavy jackets being shed there. Ruth Blackburn and keeping her jumper on as long as possible. Mentioned before the possible finals implications for this game as well. You've obviously got Gold Coast United in 4th place going into the weekend. They are on 40 points. The Gap, with a game in hand, are on 36 points. So plenty on the line here for both sides as we have another 45 minutes to play. And Gold Coast perhaps having the toll of a taxing last month or so, maybe taking its toll a little bit, looking a little bit flat early on, and wouldn't be surprised if we get a bit of a response as well. And it looks like we've actually got a half-time sub here for Gold Coast United. Coming on, number 14, Amy Langworthy. Just trying to do a quick count and see who she's replacing. Bring you that as soon as we work it out. We're back underway as it kicks off, and Gap now attacking from the right to the left of your screen, and Gold Coast going left to right, this time through Deanna Thompson, who obviously hasn't been substituted. Got the aforementioned substitute there, the target of that cross with Langworthy. Very strong challenge there. Put in from Blackburn on Hayashi, and looks like that one's really left a mark there on Gold Coast defender, and that will be a huge loss if she's unable to continue. Crosses in here just over the head of Fryer, and Gibson able to take care of it. And then Gibson eventually puts the ball out as we've got our stoppage here. Hayashi receives treatment on what was a crunching tackle there. Didn't seem like it was anything overly malicious or anything of the sort there. It was just 2 players committed for the ball. He's going to try and confirm the Gold Coast substitution there. I think we might have just gotten the okay signal there from Ricatano, at least if the effects mic is to be believed. As Hayashi limps her way off the pitch. Certainly a player that we enjoy watching, and hopefully she'll be fine. And we're back underway via Ruth Blackburn as she sends it down for Gibson. Sends it forward here for Thompson. Hayashi back on the pitch, and the first real test of that lower body injury as she sends the ball out there for Thompson, who can't quite bring it under control there. Like that one might have required quite a lot of effort there from Hayashi, but it seems like she's okay, for the time being at least, although that could very well turn into the commentator's curse. You just never know with these things. Didn't stop her from getting into that challenge there. As Thompson on the ball now. Shepherded out there, but able to get the cross in. Yeah, I think I have update on the substitution as well. Looks like it was number 16, Jade Lowe, who was withdrawn at half-time as Gold Coast looked to try and shorten this deficit. Hayashi there under the attention from Blackburn and pulled down pretty cynically there from Blackburn, and you'd have to say that was a well-earned yellow card there. Pretty cynical challenge there. So just confirming that halftime sub that was made. It was number 14, Amy Langworthy, on for number 16, Jade Lowe. Now Hayashi back on free kick duty here. Ball into the box. Cleared out there by the gap, and now it's Lainey Fryer there with a bit of support up ahead in the shape of Riccardi. Tries to cut inside, but dealt with there. Here's Robertson. So Gold Coast just haven't quite been able to match Gap's energy levels so far tonight. Gap certainly looking like the more rested side, although that'll be Gold Coast, I think, after next weekend. Cross into the back post. Falls to Blackburn. Is she going to get the header there? And Hayashi able to maybe get one a little bit back for that yellow card challenge we saw before. Lane Sunderland's pass. A little bit beyond Robertson there. Now Gold Coast are back on the defensive work, trying to gap her back on the defensive work, my apologies. Long ball forward here and cut out by McLennan. Now Blackburn coming all the way back. Couple of strong challenges there, and maybe she's thinking she's a defender now. Looking for Lainey Fryer. Shots on. Oh, what a goal! Comes out of nothing there, but Gold Coast have conceded again. It's Gap 4, Gold Coast 0. Didn't see that one coming. It was just a miss-hit clearance there and found its way to the feet of the Gap player, who I believe was Talitha Doro, but I might get cleaned up in the watch there. But either way, it was a well-taken strike. Saw the keeper off a line and decided why not have a crack. There we go. So 51st minute goal there from Talitha Doro. Of course, with two sides very close on the... Oh, there we go, and it's 5 from number 5, Chloe Robertson. 5-0 Gap, and this is turning into a mauling. Fantastic cross there. Robertson just lying in wait in the 6-yard box, and Now, Gold Coast, you have to wonder, at what point do they try and go into a damage limitation mode here? Because, as I was just in the middle of saying before, Gap rudely interrupted me by scoring a goal. You have to think now, goal difference could be very, very important for both of these sides going into the final month and a half of the season. So I've still got another 40-odd minutes to go in the second half, and well, it's Gap 5, Gold Coast 0. Sean Fry, of course, missing for Gap. Not that it's really had much of a difference. I was wondering before the game if they'd miss her prowess. She scored 7 goals since returning after a couple of months out. All up 5 straight games where she's scored. Ruth Blackburn's yellow card before. That was a second yellow card. So, of course, if this result holds, which 5-0, you'd have to assume that there's a pretty good chance of that, more probable than not. The Gap will move to 39 points and Gold Coast will stay on 40. But this will do wonders for Gap's goal difference as well. Push them all the way up to 44 as it stands. Gold Coast will drop down to 36. And I think perhaps Capalaba will be watching on, happy to see another team suffering a bit of a goal difference blow at the hands of Gap. Back now for Hayashi. Of course, Gold Coast have their bye, which I think they'll be very much looking forward to next weekend. Fantastic ball there. Zoe Corbett just unable to bring it in there, but shouldn't diminish what was a fantastic ball there. Here's Thompson trying to get a foot around it, but was deflected out for a corner there off McLennan. Going to be Ricatano to take this corner, and can't remember Gold Coast having too many corners in the first half, so see if they can have similar success than what Gap did in the first half. The right foot of Kitano for an outswinger. Low ball in. Finds Hayashi and she's going to play it out to her attacker there. Ball back in from Kitano. Chance here for Gold Coast if they can try and turn it around there as Hayashi there defending from the front this time. And now it's Annabelle Gibson looking to start another foray forward, but it's blocked there from Doro. Strong challenge there from Gibson trying to win the ball back and, well, got the ball back to Gold Coast now. Here's Lane Sunderland playing it out. Not to specify which Sunderland, of course, because we've got 2 on the pitch. Chance here now for Riccardi. Blackburn's available in the centre if she wants it. Opts to feed it back there, and that shot there from Hayley Riccardi. Oh, beg your pardon there, from Dibley. Just fired a little bit wide. Looks like Momo Hayashi is shaken off that injury. Ball cleared over the fence as well and can hit the shed in 3, 2, 1. There we go. And Gap looking to slow the play down as well as they did in the first half. Like a few players breathing quite heavily out there on this very, very cool night. Sunderland fell over as she was trying to get the ball out there. And Gold Coast able to deal with the ball forward there. Back here for Robertson. Catano putting a little bit of pressure on there. Goes all the way back for Abbott, who was immense in that first half as well, cutting out a lot of Gold Coast attacks. Catano still working hard, trying to close down the gap midfield as they try and perhaps make it 6, and most importantly, close things down in this final 35 minutes plus. In case you're wondering about scores from around the grounds as well, it was a night to forget for Sunshine Coast Fire in an NPL catch-up game at Perry Park. Finished 12-1 to Brisbane Strikers, with Andrew Pengelly scoring an NPL record 9 goals in that match. So congratulations to Andrew Pengelly. I'd have to say that was a fairly good night, one that I'm sure he'll remember for a very long time. Breaking, of course, Dylan Wenzel Hall's record of 7 in a match, which also came against Sunshine Coast Fire. Header there, almost there for Blackburn. And head clash there as Lane Sunderland came in very, very strongly and gave away the foul. Just obviously got to be a little bit careful when it comes to these head injuries as well, so going to take the time to make sure everything's all good. Just while they're doing that, we'll just go for reminder to play football. Whether you're just starting out or have been doing it for years, there's a club for you to play football in 2019. With over 2,200 clubs right across the country, there's bound to be one just right for you or your child. Girls and boys can start playing for a club from the year they turn 6, so what are you waiting for? Join the team today. Visit playfootball.com.au and find a club for you. Bit of a bruising second half so far for Gold Coast United. Obviously Hayashi with the knock before, and now just checking after a head clash. Both players going for the ball. Looks like it's all looking okay there as after a quick checkup, and it's Nisa Doyle there just getting checked on. Hayashi with the free kick. There's a little bit of trivia there, so fantastic night for Pengelly of Brisbane Strikers. He actually scored Western Pride's first goal in that NPL game last year where Dylan Wenzel Halls broke the record, so I should say big thanks to Scott and Adam from Brisbane Football Review for that stat. I'm sure they're watching and not sending through any heckling comments on Facebook at all. And when I say heckling, I'm sure they're not heckling me. Ball out here for Blackburn, who opted to let it run there. And now Gold Coast looking to break through. Thompson down the right side. Trying to get around Ward, who opened the scoring tonight in the 13th minute. Strong challenge there from Blackburn. I don't think that'll warrant anything beyond a free kick. Blackburn is, of course, the only player to have been booked after a pretty cynical pullback. Now Hayashi on free kick duty here. He's going to try and fire one into the box. Amy Langworthy, a target that stands out. You'd have to think the height of Blackburn will be a tough obstacle to deal with. So don't go for the height. Instead, play it along the ground. And then Hayashi's left foot strike is sent wide. That would have been a pretty special strike there to get it past Tierney Sunderland there from that range. So just run you through the goal scorers from what I've seen tonight. We've had Danny Ward, Ruth Blackburn, and then Lainey Fryer in the first half, and then Talitha Doro and Chloe Robertson in the second half. Amy Langworthy trying to put her name on the score sheet for Gold Coast United, but not to be there. And then free kick there for, I'm going to guess, a late challenge. And it looks like we're going to have Gap's first substitution of the match. Coming off will be Danny Ward. I'm sure they'll be very happy with her contributions this evening. Just over an hour, scored a goal and helped shut down the Gold Coast attack. Coming on in her place will be number 16, Elizabeth Doherty. Slotting right back into that central defender role next to Kim Abbott. Turning there, but expertly defended there by Abbott. And Gold Coast are repelled yet again. So just say Danny Ward adapting to life. Ooh, that was a falcon, I believe is the colloquial term there. And Sunderland just whiffed a little bit on that punch. And Rikatano happy to take the corner there. So it did graze Tierney Sunderland's knuckles. Now Gold Coast trying to get back into it. Can they do it through this corner? It's a good delivery into the box there, but the height of Ruth Blackburn, well, pretty easy to deal with. Is pretty helpful when you try and deal with that sort of stuff, and Sunderland deals with it there. As mentioned, Danny Ward made a Gap debut last weekend in the win over Capalaba, so I think she's got to be enjoying life so far. Out here for Doro, plays it back now for McLennan. Looking for Fryer, who's dispossessed by Hayashi, who was having a shirt pulled. Hayashi taking a little bit of exception to the attention that she's received. Now Lainey Fryer getting a talking to. Probably a reminder from our Total Tools match official, Rachel Mitchinson, that you're up 5-0. Do you really need to do anything silly here? Short option here taken with Eloise Fryer out to the left. Also got Bronte Hodgkinson nearby. Beautiful ball into the box there, but it was offside, unfortunately, so nothing to come from that one for Langworthy, but got a real target for Gold Coast to aim at in the final 25 or so minutes. And got Gap playing a little bit of a risky game, passing the ball around there in the box, and a high foot against Ruth Blackburn. Probably coming largely from the height mismatch between the two, as Hayashi only really comes up to Blackburn's ribcage, so I suppose a high foot was inevitable at some point this evening. Plays it out to the right here, and now coming forward and looking for Lainey Fryer there. Then a bit of a no-nonsense clearance there from the Gold Coast, and they concede a corner. We've already seen 2 goals from Gap corners tonight. Will we see a third? And like some low-lying fog starting to settle in that corner of the pitch. So don't worry about adjusting your screens, because it looks the same in person. I can vouch for that. Left-footed delivery in here from Dora, looking for Blackburn, but it's cut out by Eloise Fryer. Now Corbett, who had a few chances to really try and turn this game, but one of those players who would be capable of getting Gold Coast on the score sheet if given an opportunity. But that pass there was cut out by Abbott. Here's Ruth Blackburn, who along with Sean Fry were Gap members in the Football Queensland Team of the Week last weekend. Now Hayashi had Thompson making a run down the right, but decided not to honour that run and instead opting to go short. Here's Dora. First time ball there, trying to get out to Fryer, and now it's Catano on the ball. Fryer now back to Catano, able to turn the attentions of the Gap players that were marking her, and then I'm not sure if that was a shot or an attempted cross there from Deanna Thompson, but either way, sliced that and sent it into the netting behind the goal. It looks like we might be having another substitution coming soon for Gap. Possibly Zali Eason-Coots coming on. And the ball doesn't exit the 18-yard box, but perhaps we're not using the new laws of the game designed to speed things up. You see that called a couple of times in the match beforehand as well, so intercepted there by Hayashi, looking to break forward, and if not do it all on her own, feeds it out to Thompson, cross into the box, Langworthy, off the bar and over. It's just not Gold Coast tonight at the moment. They're getting their chances and just not able to capitalise on them. So perhaps you might have heard Gary Ward there issuing some instructions to Ruth Blackburn. Ball just hit the balcony we're on. Catano was dispossessed there by Fryer. Corbett on the ball for Gold Coast, looking to make something happen. Looks for Catano, sends it just over ahead. Here's Doherty. His ball forward is cut out by Gibson. Hayashi sends it wide now for Catano. Seen those two combine with great effect in the past, and perhaps it's too little too late to change the result, but certainly Gold Coast would love to try and reduce the deficit, if not the outcome. Here's Gibson now putting plenty of pressure on, trying to just give something for a teammate. But some, not sure if it's wrestling or football in the corner here, as Gibson and McLennan go back and forth. And in the end, you'd have to say McLennan got the better of that matchup, winning the throw-in. And it looks like we're going to have that second substitution now. And on's coming, I believe, Zali Eason-Coots for number 21, Tiffany Dibley. So it looks like it'll be a straight swap at right back. So she has to throw off what I'm assuming is some form of jewellery. Just confirming that substitution. Number 21, Tiffany Dibley off. Number 3, Zali Eason-Coots coming on. There's that second Gap goal is what really took the life out of Gold Coast. Obviously playing their third game in the space of a week, so a bit of fatigue is only natural. Now chance here down the wing. Cross comes in and it's cut out there by Katana, but only falls as far as Blackburn. Can she get a double? Or just feed it back there for Lainey Fryer? And her shot is just a little bit high there. Just while we're fetching that ball as well, should remind everyone to visit footballqueensland.com.au for all the latest NPL, NPLW, FQPL and community news from across the state. Keep you up to date with all you need to know, including some previews for the weekend action. Still 5-0 to Gap here as we move into the final 15 plus minutes here at Walton Bridge Reserve in the NPLW match of the round for round 21 here. Game that, I have to be honest, I thought would be a very, very even clash based on the form of the two sides coming into this game. But, well, one of the winning streaks had to come to an end, and looks like right now it'll be Gold Coast. Here's Mackenzie Aikens. Looking for Corbett on the wing. Touch caused her to stop, so she's going to play it back to a defence. Now Eason Coots on the ball. Here's Fryer trying to get forward. The Gold Coast Fryer, of course. Not sure how it would have gone if Sian Fryer was in fact playing tonight with 3 on the pitch. Here's Sunderland playing it out now. Trying to get the ball to Chloe Robertson, but it's collected there by Kyra Mills. I have to say, probably be looking forward to this game being over. No keeper ever likes conceding 1, let alone 5. And ball forward here. Chance possibly for Thompson if she can get on the end of it, but dealt with there by McLennan. We're going to have the third and final sub for Gap. Coming off will be Captain Ruth Blackburn as she hands the armband off to Doro. Blackburn had a busy night with a goal and a yellow card. And coming on in her place will be number 17, Sarah Miller. Miller's first involvement here is chasing down a ball. She's got Momo Hayashi to pay some attention to her, and her cross just can't quite get past Eloise Fryer. Now Thompson breaking down the wing, trying to get the ball into the box, possibly looking for Langworthy, but Sunderland able to get off the line and get to the ball. Bit slow to rise now, and we saw Gap really slow things down in the final quarter of an hour in the first half. I think we could be seeing that again here in the second half. Might have to go for the fill material. Either way, we hope you stick with us for the conclusion of this match. You never know what you might see. Here's Doro now with the armband. Doesn't appear to be slowing it down all that much. fact, even wins a free kick. Finds Lane Sunderland short, and then she plays it out to Kim Abbott, who, despite the free-for-all attacking for Gap, I'd have to say Abbott's been probably my standout performer of the match so far. Sunderland now playing it out to Fryer. Out now for Thompson as McLennan comes back and is able to turn inside of her and trying to possibly, might even try and do it all herself. Plays it through here. Here's Corbett. Can she get the goal? And finishes past Sunderland. Gold Coast are on the board. So it's Gold Coast 1, Gap 5 there with the goal from Zoe Corbett. Here in about the 79th minute. It's a well played through ball there from Deanna Thompson as well. And as mentioned before, Zoe Corbett does have the ability to finish a chance if given one, and made the most of it with a very calm, composed finish along the ground. That was, of course, the first goal Gap have conceded since round 18. Bit of a loaded stat, of course. They did have a bye in round 19, but they did keep that 4-0 clean sheet against Capalaba. Defensively, they've been a very strong team overall this year. It does keep a Gold Coast streak of scoring in every game this season alive as well. Thompson with the cross in. Just headed away there by Sunderland. Corbett now feeds it for Catano. Cuts inside, left foot strike, and just over the bar. That was a very, very, very good strike there, and you'd have to say that just a little bit lower, and that would have beaten Sunderland for the second time in the space of 2 minutes. So Gold Coast managed to get one back here. Some NPLW action coming up tomorrow as well. If you're able to get to any of the local grounds, you've got Sunshine Coast Wanderers hosting Western Pride at Ballinger Park. 2 p.m. kickoff there. You've got 3 o'clock kickoff for South United against league leaders Lions. You've also got Logan Lightning taking on the Raw QAS side. Cross in there for Tierney Sunderland to deal with. Got about 10 minutes plus stoppage time to go. We did have a couple of stoppages, so I wouldn't be surprised if we wind up with an extra 3 or 4 minutes played. The injuries there for Momo Hayashi and Nisa Doyle, both of whom seem thankfully to be okay after the knocks. Miller's touch a little bit heavy there, almost could have had another chance, and Thompson tries to get through there but unable to do so. Also got some local clubs in action midweek as well, with the FFA Cup getting underway, and I, for one, can safely say I'm very much looking forward to that. You've got Olympic hosting Bayswater at Perry Park, and Magpies Crusaders hosting Coomera Colts in the All-Queensland Clash. Both are on Wednesday night. I can honestly say I'm firmly in the Go Queensland camp. So make sure you, if you can, get out to those games. It's going to be fantastic nights out, whether you're watching us in Mackay or whatnot. Coomera have got the Cinderella story. Mackay got through the regional Queensland qualifying as well. Two sides that certainly had the pleasure of talking to for the Brisbane Football Review FFA Cup preview special. Just check out Brisbane Football Review on your preferred podcast provider. You can have a listen to that and get prepared for the matches involving all the Queensland sides. We actually have interviews with all 5 of them as that ball is deflected out there off Riccardi. But yeah, interviews with all 5 Queensland clubs, so it's my favourite time of the year, the FFA Cup. Mentioned Strikers earlier as well. They're hosting Wellington in a couple of weeks. And Momo Hayashi gets us back underway now. Cut out there by Sunderland. There's Miller trying to play it forward. Sunderland on the ball there. Heavy touch, but knocks over Catano, and no foul deemed there. Corbett lurking there, able to cause a little bit of a heavy touch, not quite dispossessed there. Here's Catano, playing it all the way back for Fryer. Hayashi now. Only have one change for Gold Coast. Wonder if they're going to make any more in the final 6 or 7 minutes. Sunderland dropping back, acting as a de facto defensive partner for Abbott there. Very, very strong challenge there. And once again, a no advantage foul there after Catano was clipped. So some very heavy-legged Gold Coast players now as they try to muster up the last little bit of energy for a final salvo. Hayashi sending the ball long. No, she won't. She looks like it's based on a run-up. Goes to Fryer. And now she sends the ball long. Headed away there. Sunderland was off her line. McLennan plays it forward there and just out for a Gold Coast throw-in. Those 2 guys just to the left of the Gold Coast bench have had their work cut out for them there. Fetch the ball very quickly there. Gold Coast still looking to move on with the action. I think Gap happy to just grind down the final few minutes. Aikens on the ball now as she's paid very close attention there by Lainey Fryer. Catano shrugs off Sunderland. Here's Thompson. That's slid in there by McLennan and concedes the corner. So it's going to be a short ball here to Annabelle Gibson, who snuck forward unnoticed. Now right-footed cross in. Hayashi, the target of that, just not quite able to get on the end of the ball there, and skips around Corbett, plays into the middle here. Now it's Miller. She looks like she was onside. Chance here to make it 6. And she does. Sarah Miller makes it 6 for Gap. Gets it around Kyra Mills, and it was a very, very lightning quick counter-attack there from the Gap. The substitute Sarah Miller gets on the score sheet. So with about 4 minutes remaining in normal time, it's Gap 6, Gold Coast 1. Gold Coast pushing numbers forward there and just caught out a little bit. It was a very good piece of work to skip around Zoe Corbett there, trying to press forward and keep the ball in the attacking half for Gold Coast, and played out. Gap took full advantage of it with a clearance into the Gold Coast bench there by Doherty. Sarah Miller's 9th goal of the season. Here's Fryer in the middle. Here's Abbott. Now gets it out to Eason Coots. Miller onto the ball now and was offside before Robertson was able to complete a double. And we're playing on now. Long ball there from Akins. Does find Thompson. Still trying to attack that right side with Thompson. But a very, very well-timed sliding tackle there from Doherty. Gives Gold Coast another corner. So gap restore their 5-goal margin right now, and Gold Coast looking to eat into it once more. Ball in from Katano. Looks for Hayashi, whose header just goes over the bar again, and it's going to be a gap goal kick. And I have to say, by the time TNE Sunderland gets us back underway, that'll probably be into stoppage time. Back to Sunderland. Plenty of pressure being applied there by Gold Coast attackers, but now here comes Gibson. Aikens on the volley and straight at Sunderland, who takes it cleanly. Katano intercepted there. Now Fryer on the ball. Here's Hayashi. Thompson once again. And ball goes to TNE Sunderland there. Not sure if that would have been an offside call anyway. Now here's Doherty. Playing forward for Miller. Substitute to substitute. Miller's touch there. A little bit heavy and taken advantage of by Hayashi, and feeds it out to Thompson. Good bit of play from Gold Coast. Seen flashes of why they're in 4th place so far this season, and Lane Sunderland goes flying and then tumbling there. Seen flashes from Gold Coast, but they just haven't quite been able to put it all together tonight, and well, Gap have been ruthless. Actually not ruthless, they've got Ruth Blackburn. They've made the most of their chances either way. Hayashi wins the ball back. First time strike, perhaps, no. Tries to feed it through, nothing coming of it. Here's Aikens on the ball now. Will she strike from distance? She does, and it's straight at Sunderland, who clutches it to her stomach. Well then, 5th upsets 4th. Gap 6, Gold Coast 1, and you'd have to say it's another win for the Gap, and is that a result that's going to make them a very, very tough outcome finals time? Goals from Danny Ward, Ruth Blackburn, Lainey Fryer, Talitha Doro, Chloe Robertson, and then Sarah Miller. Zoe Corbett did get one for Gold Coast United. Either way, it's 3 points going the way of the Gap after tonight's action. My name's James Coughlin. It's been a pleasure bringing you this the match tonight from the NPLW Match of the Round on the Football Queensland Facebook page and YouTube channel. Hope you've enjoyed it. We'll be back next time.